First, we're gonna go to Libya. Do you know where Libya is? You don't want to go to Libya because bad things are happening in Libya. Donald Trump has decided to send back African migrants, not to their respective country, but in Libya. You don't want to be in Libya. Libya is one of the most dangerous places on earth. We're going to find out about that. Then we're going to South Africa, where the mother of an 11-year-old girl is being blamed for the rape. People are pointing fingers at her. You need to find out about this. I know we don't talk about things like this very much, but you need to find out about this. What's up, everybody? Hope you're doing good. It's a beautiful day. Thank you very much for stopping by. You appreciate it. It's very easy. You want to know about the continent, you're at the right place. Any country in Africa, you are at the right place. This is your first time, you're welcome. My name is Zack. Thank you. We appreciate you. We like you. If you've ever been told that you are appreciated, if not, we say it. We appreciate you here. We want you here. Don't go. No, stay. Stay with us. This is family. You're going to love it here. No doubt about it. Like I said earlier, any news about the continent, authentic, unfiltered, you're at the right place. Let's go. US authorities have informed some migrants of plan to deport them to Libya. Can you imagine? It's crazy. It is happening. This is not a joke. They're going to be sent to Libya, a country they are not from, and that has a history of human rights violations and a number of crazy things. Do you know where Libya is? This is Libya on a map. Crazy place. It's not a nice place to be right now. No, you don't want to be in Libya. Trust me, you'd rather be in Congo or Ukraine right now, not Libya. Trump administration is pushing forward with a plan to carry out a mass deportation, including efforts to send migrants, especially Africans, to countries they are not citizens. The most controversial example of so-called third country removal has been sending Venezuelans to notorious El Salvador prison. Just imagine, they're taking people from Venezuela, sending them to El Salvador prison. These are not necessarily criminals, killers, or anything like that. I mean, even if it's a killer, you don't just take a killer from one place and send him to some dungeon, to some other places. Now, we're talking here citizens that happen to be illegal immigrants because perhaps they don't like their system of politics, because maybe they come from a country that Donald Trump doesn't like very much, and they're being deported, sent to notorious El Salvador prison just because they're not American. Sending deportees to Libya, a country with documented history of migrant abuse, will mark a major escalation of the administration push for third countries to take in people being removed from the United States of America. Just a while back, Donald Trump said he's going to make the biggest mass deportation program ever in the United States history.
We will begin the largest deportation operation in American history.
And the first day he came into office, on the 20th of January, he signed the paper, reversing what had been done 40 years ago by President Carter. So America had a policy of, you know what, if you come to America, you come from a country in difficulties, you have wars, rebellions, issues, or even if your government doesn't like your voice, you can come here, you can come here, it's okay. Provided you don't do any crime, you don't do any funny things, you don't rob people, you don't scam people like Nigerians. No, I'm just kidding. Leave the Nigerians alone today, okay? You're gonna be okay. You can have a life in America. That's what they did. So with that, many people in real danger went to the United States of America as home to stay, and they were accepted. The majority of those people have been very active in healthcare, in construction, in jobs that most Americans don't like. And they are very good at it. An example, Mexicans are some of the best construction workers in the world. They do a tremendous job in building America. Do they have reasons to run away from Mexico? Well, you get the stories of cartels, like this is a cartel, and that is another cartel in Mexico. And trust me, the government and the army of Mexico is struggling with cartels. So some of them have legitimate reasons to go to the United States of America because maybe they've been targeted. Let's not limit ourselves to Mexico. There are many people from Africa that are now living in America after fleeing their countries that are doing good. They've been very productive to the United States of America in terms of technology and many other fields. Donald Trump doesn't want that anymore because America looks less and less American as opposed to what it's supposed to do. No, we're not 100% sure what America is supposed to look. I think we have an idea because a couple of days ago, 59 white South Africans relocated to the United States of America, accusing the country of genocide. Do you think there's a genocide in South Africa of white people? Why aren't all white people screaming about it? I mean, would you be seeing black people being unalived one by one and you stay quiet? I'm just asking. Wouldn't the world know about it already? Wouldn't we see pictures already by now? Like, genocide is out. Genocide, you know what the genocide is? Donald Trump was asked if he was choosing people based on their color. Watch this.
Refugees. I want to ask you about South African refugees. Dozens of Afrikaners who claim discrimination in their home country are heading to the United States,
Right.
where your administration is going to welcome them as refugees. Now, this comes as you've halted virtually all refugee admissions for people fleeing famine and war from countries like Sudan, the Democratic Republic of Congo. Why are you creating an expedited path into the country for Afrikaners but not others?
Because they're being killed, and we don't want to see people be killed. Now, South Africa leadership is coming to see me, I understand, sometime next week. But it's a genocide that's taking place that you people don't want to write about. But it's a terrible thing that's taking place, and farmers are being killed. They happen to be white, but whether they're white or black makes no difference to me. But white farmers are being brutally killed, and their land is being confiscated in South Africa.
He said they are not doing it based on color. I mean, if people are going through difficulties, they must leave. Well, it's not entirely truth, because in February, he signed a document embedding an exception for white people in South Africa. So, in other words, people from any other third world country or any other country in the world don't come. Only white people are allowed. Well, we're not going to say that openly, but he was criticized by the South African ambassador to the United States of America, saying he's conducting a very pro-white technique. And the diplomat was sent back to South Africa the very same day. The question is very simple, in that situation. Let's say that diplomat from South Africa said something really negative. Now, how come you say South Africa is a racist country, okay, they're mistreating white people, taking land from them? Nobody screamed about it. Nobody made a big fuss about it. But you hearing through a webinar that a guy said he doesn't agree with your policies, get you to immediately send him back home? Isn't that a little bit shaky? I mean, if you're going to say something, you want freedom of speech, you should allow other people to speak as well. You shouldn't mute them to prove that you're 100% correct. Now, fellas, the problem is people are being arrested in the United States of America. Many people are very disappointed, including Afghanistan people. Let me just remind you here, the United States of America went to Afghanistan to start a war. When they got to Afghanistan, supposedly fighting against Taliban, they needed allies among Afghanese people. Okay, so many Afghanistan people worked with the United States of America. When you work with America, which is a foreign nation, against your own people, you become the enemy. Now, 20 years down the line, America goes back to America. They leave those people there. Those people follow Americans to America because you can't stay home. The Taliban are back. They're going to unalive you. They get to America. Now Trump say, you know what? You need to go back to your country. How do you feel about that? Now, this is not law yet. This is the way they're saying they're going to push you to get your people back. Last month, the Trump administration sent, and one of them was returned to the United States of America. America was very angry. Why did you return the guy? Well, Sudan said, this guy is not from us. He is Congolese. Look at the map. This is Sudan. This is Congo. How do you get this guy to... Is he going to walk from Sudan to Congo? He's not Sudanese. You need to send him back to America, and America will send him back to his country. So now they're saying they don't care. And after Sudan sent the guy back to the USA, you know what happened? Donald Trump's administration canceled all visas of Sudanese passport holders. You hear that? So you got a passport from Sudan, even if you are legitimate, you are legal in America, your visa is canceled. My first question is this. Even if he was right, would he have done the same if it was a European country? Would he have canceled all European passport holders for that specific country because one is problematic? Now, how do you feel about that? So the decision is clear. From now on, they're going to send people to whichever country they like. Whether you like it or not, you're going to go there. So what would happen if you go to Libya? Let's talk about Libya. In Libya, there are racially motivated violence and persecution. What happens in Libya is coordinated raids and attacks targeting black migrants and refugees in Western Libya happens all the time. Black migrants are frequently detained by militias and security forces in Libya. Yeah, if you just pass there, they call you, you're going to be carrying the machine guns for them, not using it. You carry the ammunitions. They will send you go get water. You clean our clothes. You wash our whatever. Yeah, that's what they do to black people that go to Libya. Yeah, African, Sub-Saharan, you can see the map. This is Sub-Saharan Africa. That is Northern Africa. So people from Sub-Saharan Africa sometimes try to cross here looking to go to Europe. You're asking yourself, how do they want to cross? Because they can't get visas, legitimate visas to fly from their country. Let's say you are from Nigeria. Okay, here's Nigeria. You want to go to Europe. You go cross through Libya. Hopefully you can cross to Europe by the sea. That's what it is. So when they get to other countries, no problem. When they get to Libya, yeah. If you're black, yeah, you don't want to be black in Libya. They sell you to other people to be a maid, unpaid. You work 23 hours a day. It's bad. That's where Donald Trump wants to send you. But in the meantime, he's going to bring in white South Africans to, get fast-tracked to becoming Americans and have a good time. But it has nothing to do with race. It's absolutely not. All I've got to say is this one, okay? You have to start loving yourself. You have to start prioritizing yourself. Sometimes people don't understand that the United States of America, in some ways, is what it is today. It's because of immigration. Because people came from all over the place, from Asia, Europe, Africa, building things, Silicon Valley, whatever you call it. Maybe you need to return where you come from so you can perhaps give them a reality check. And also, you gotta love your land. You gotta build your land. I don't think this is a bad opportunity for Africans to think about moving Africa forward. Stop supporting dictatorship because you're related to the president. He's doing wrong things. Stop supporting political parties based on your tribe and ethnic group. It is saddening and absolutely stupid to do so. Because the leader speaks your language, even if he's evil, you fight everybody that's talking against him. It's crazy. I don't get that. Maybe you need to be sent to Libya so you can get a reality check. And now we're going to Johannesburg. Yes, Johannesburg, fellas, is South Africa, beautiful place. If you've never been, I encourage you to go. Very welcoming people. Just to get, they don't like Nigerians. Eh? I'm just kidding. So anyway, South Africa, a mother of an 11-year-old who was raped, allegedly by a family friend, says she's been blamed by those in her community following her child's abuse. Crazy stuff. You still see things like this. The mother discovered the girl's pregnancy 4 months later. Yeah. And they asked her, how come 4 months you didn't see? She said, well, I can't see because I'm not raising a teenager. She's just 11. She's a kid and I see everywhere she goes. There's no way for me to start looking at her that way. She's not a teenager. And who did that? A family friend. The family of the 11-year-old girl and her alleged rapist are Ugandan nationals and part of a Thai Nat community in South Africa. Okay, so these are Ugandans. The woman is Ugandan. The attacker is Ugandan. And these are Ugandans that's lived in South Africa for about 30 years. They've been living in South Africa for a lot of years, literally. But I think it's important to bring in all that so people can understand. I mean, I love Uganda. Uganda is my people. I really appreciate a beautiful place, Pearl of Africa. But I don't like this man. I don't. The child mother said people came out and said that I was the one that gave permission to this gentleman to grape my little child. I was negligent. I don't know how. You gave your child away to be raped. I got those comments. The suspect has been granted bail. This is crazy. Why do you give bail to a person like that? So apparently, this is a family friend. Okay? Family friend. You send your child to your family friend to play with a friend. That is when she gets raped. Why do you do that? Don't do that. I don't trust anybody. You don't do that, my brother. I'm sorry. Unless they are women, that's maybe I can think about. But you can't do that. You need to protect your children. If you do that to my child, I'm not taking you to court. I'm sorry. You see this woman here? This woman, somebody raped her child and the child was unalive. This is them in court. While they were in court, she pulled out the pew and she unalived the dude right there. She knew there was no justice that's legal in a country that could have justified or that could have been to the level of the justice that her girl deserved. So the attacker raped and unalived the girl. So he decided, I'm going to take the law by myself and put it to this man's face. And she did it. Guess what happened to her next? Absolutely nothing. They didn't find her guilty. I would do that if it was my case. God bless.